Gabby Petito's family sues Moab police for $50 million. All right, the Petito family says that the Moab police negligence caused the wrongful death of Gabby, and they have filed a lawsuit. The claim is that the officers were not trained in domestic violence and or mental health situations. The Petito family argued that had police officers involved in the incident had proper training, teaching them to conduct a thorough lethality assessment and recognize signs of abuse, they'd have known Gabby was a victim of intimate partner violence and needed immediate protection. Now, what they're referring to is that stop in Moab when there was a call saying that there was domestic violence, and then they pulled the van over with Gabby and Brian driving a little erratically, and the two were separated, and that's what they're referring to, that stop that we all saw and we all talked about. And after that, Gabby was killed 2 weeks later. Gabby told police that she was the aggressor. Had the police followed the domestic violence procedure, Gabby would have been arrested. The police, however, did not take Gabby into custody. The two were separated and Brian sent to a hotel. Gabby was to take the van and go her separate way, but she didn't like that too much because she said she didn't drive the van and she needed him to do that. So the Petito family say that if the police had handled this differently, that they are the ones that, in the end, caused the wrongful death of their daughter. So please tell me, what do you think? Do you think the Petito family have a case against the Moab police? Now, there are statutes to cover cases such as this. Now, I'm not going to attempt to interpret them. I am not a lawyer. You can, however, go over to LegalBytes. I will leave a link below. And she is a lawyer. She covers lots of cases, and she does a really good job of explaining the law and that side of things. So if you want to know a little bit more about these cases that they will use potentially as case law, then go over and check her out. She can tell you more than I can. So here's my opinion, and my opinion only. Now, Gabby lived with the Laundrie family for over a year. She kept in touch with her family. She never fled. She never told her family that she was in danger. Gabby went on a trip with Brian, and she went willingly. The couple were seen at a restaurant. Gabby didn't tell anyone she was in danger. They were pulled over by police. The two were separated. Gabby was put into a police car while Brian remained outside, away from her. But Gabby did not say she was in danger. Instead, she took blame for the whole incident. Now, everyone saw a distressed victim that was desperate to escape Brian. Everyone saw police push her into the arms of her killer. I saw a scared girl that didn't want to get in trouble. I saw an officer that cut her slack and did not take Gabby into custody. Instead, he gave her the van and took Brian to a hotel. Gabby then went of her own free will and continued with her abuser. Now, I know, every woman will go ballistic right about now. I know every woman is a weak, traumatized, brainwashed, terrified creature that cannot leave her tormentor. This is something that I only found out during the Gabby story. Now, this is not a story of a woman that had called police and begged for help and received none. This is also not a case where order of protection was violated and police failed to act. This is a story of a facade. From the outside, you see social media posts of happy people on a van trip. After the fact, the bullshit body experts saw a story of, what they read about. After the fact, everyone watched the traffic stop footage and saw a girl in distress because she was being abused. Before you knew she was missing, it would have appeared as a girl afraid of being arrested. You can only come to the clear conclusion of a tortured, helpless victim after you knew she was missing and later found, we all know. I know, it's not what she said, it's her body language. Well, neither I nor the police are body language experts. That is why they take statements. Now I'll be the first one to know that I understand I am wrong, but I still cannot fathom not taking the very first opportunity to get out of a domestic violence situation, especially if it were escalating. Now, no, don't be jumping down my throat. I'm not victim blaming anything. I am just saying that from what I saw, that is what I saw. I didn't see some tortured little victim. I didn't read the story up until that point and see that this child was just so desperate to get away from this man that she lived with, so desperate to get away from this man that she got in a van with, so desperate to get away from this abusive guy that she drove across the country with, so desperate to leave this guy who just had her chained in the back of this van, that never said anything to anybody in a restaurant when he was outside yelling and screaming, never said anything to anybody in a police car when she was separated and had a police officer or 3 there saying, look, this dude is that's not what I didn't see that girl. I'm sorry. I am blind, I guess, in many, many ways. Only you smart people, and of course you women, you all saw that this little creature was abused and tortured for years and just went along with it. No, I'm not victim blaming. I'm just saying now we're blaming someone else who was supposed to read this girl's mind and know that she lived with her abuser for years and she was taken unwillingly across country in her own van. Who would know? Who would know? Apparently, all of you out there knew, but I didn't know. Excuse me. So yes, I admit, I am wrong. Now let us remember that the Petito family, they also filed a case against the Laundries, which that is who they should have done. Their son, Brian, he is the one who actually committed the offense. Now they are suing the Moab police. So, are they using their the loss of their daughter, I should say, for a monetary gain? Let me know what you think below. I'm going to tell you what I think. Personally, I think the Petito family brought the lawsuit against the Laundries for a good reason, for closure, and they wanted them to be responsible for what they did, for knowing, when their son came home and they knew what happened. So I understand that. But I think the bringing the suit against the Moab police, I think the purpose is to make Moab and other police departments, for that matter, train officers better into how to spot and handle domestic violence victims a little bit better, even when the victims lie and does nothing to escape their tormentor. I think they want these people to be able to spot that. And like everybody says, it's not what you say, it's how you act and your body language. So I guess they want officers to be trained to be mind readers and know what these people are actually thinking when they're saying, oh, no. So I think that is the purpose. I think they want these police entities to do a better job in handling these types of situations. I don't think they're out for, let's see how much money we can get. I don't think that is their purpose, my opinion. But I also don't think that this lawsuit will do that. From what I've heard and read, this is not a slam dunk. Brian Laundrie committed the act. The police may have not done the best job, but I don't think they caused her death. And I don't think in the law's eyes they did either. I personally think that a foundation and some lobbyists to go in and, do their thing is the way to make the changes that I think they're trying to accomplish. But hey, you don't have to agree with me. What do I know? But this is BlindViews, and that's the way I see it.
What we do here is go back.